Today I just wanted to talk about the Predbat mode and read-only mode and how this has changed a little bit. Um, so, um, so more recently, some of the options have been replaced by a mode. So you can see the the Predbat mode setting here, and it has a number of selections in it. So monitor, which is the default when you set up a new install. Control SOC only, control charge and discharge. And these replace the old settings to do with calculate best charge, calculate best discharge, set charge window and set discharge window, and the set SOC option. So hopefully it's a bit simpler now. So the idea in monitor mode is that Predbat won't control charge or discharge. It's just going to predict what's happening with your battery. In control SOC only, it means you're controlling when the charges are happening, and Predbat will just change the percentage of the charge. Control charge is the one where Predbat can control the charge window and the charge percentage, and obviously control charge and discharge. It allows it to also do forced export discharges. So something to be aware of when you change mode. If I put it into monitor mode now, obviously it takes a little bit to just update the plan. What's going to happen behind the scenes also is it's going to reset your inverter whenever you change mode. So now monitor mode, it's actually cleared my charge windows, the discharge windows and everything, put it back to default settings. The reason for this is obviously if you're in the middle of, say, a discharge and you switch to monitor mode, it would just, the discharge would continue to run, it wouldn't be able to cancel it. So now this is the plan if Predbat does nothing. So if I go into my controls now for my inverter, for example, and I've got a normal charge window set, if I enable scheduled charging at 57%, for example, then what will happen is next time the plan's updated, this will be taken into account. Let me go back to here. I'm just going to pause while this updates. Okay, and there we can see that the charge I set is now shown on the monitor. It's not changing anything, it's just going to leave that to happen and predict what will happen. You can see that best is nothing because there's no calculations happening for best, which essentially means that your plan for best is going to be nothing because there's no charges, whereas the base plan, which is what happens without Predbat control, shows some charges. So hopefully that's clear. Read-only mode is slightly different. Again, when you toggle read-only mode on and off, it's going to reset the inverter and your controls. But read-only mode allows the predictions to happen without them actually taking place. So if I put this now to back to control charge and discharge and let the plan update, we'll get back to what we expected. So here you can see now it's done its prediction. The best line is there, and when you actually look at the plan now, you've got charging on the plan. So that's all working. But if I were to toggle read-only mode and just wait for that to update, now Predbat reset the inverter controls when I go into read-only mode, so the base has gone away, but you can still see the plans here. It's just not executing the plan. So you're going to have to change the controls yourself now. You can use your own automation while it's in read-only mode. And then when you toggle it back off read-only, then the controls will be reset again and it'll go back to Predbat controlling things. So hopefully that's fairly clear. Obviously, if you don't want to do any forced export, then just use control charges generally, and the control SOC only is mainly for if you just want to have one fixed window and just control the percentage and not change the times. But obviously that's not going to work very well with things like saving sessions and everything. So it's just a sort of basic mode of operation, a bit like the sort of smart targets you get in GiveTCP. Hopefully that's useful. Obviously, if you have any questions, then post them on the forum or through tickets. Thanks, then.